Hey everyone! So by now we are all aware that Nintendo has different websites based on which region it is located in. Because of this, we have collected videos that allow us to see more of the battle system, images that show us different worlds, and much more information in general. Now before I get into that, I just want to thank everyone who watched my previous theory video, which is at about 500 views right now. Now I know it's not a lot, but being my first time posting on YouTube, this was really unexpected and quite exciting. Anyways, back to more Paper Mario. As I was searching through the different regions, I found out that only the US, European, and Japanese websites were the only ones with an official website for Paper Mario. Or they were the ones with the most information. The European sites have quite the information, but going through it, it was info we had already seen, with the exception of one small detail, which I will share later on. Scrolling through the South American websites, I only found descriptions of what the game was about, no visuals or anything like that. I then went through the Japanese website to see what I could find, and as I was navigating through it, I stumbled upon this area. Here we see a description of Mario, Olivia, Bowser, and King Olly. What is interesting is that throughout all the region websites, the Japanese website is the only one to have these descriptions. Now I could be wrong and not have thoroughly searched each site, but regardless, it presents some very interesting information. Putting these descriptions through a translator gives you the following. Mario, the protagonist of this story, aiming for Peach Castle with Olivia. Olivia, Olly's sister, works with Mario to stop her brother. Bowser, it looks like this when King Olly broke it halfway. The same fluffy guys join forces with Mario to confront Origami. King Olly, Origami who calls himself a king, trying to remake the world into an origami kingdom. Now this being an internet translator, it is quite butchered with some of these descriptions not making the most sense. Especially that fluffy Bowser part. What's up with that? However, what really caught my attention was King Olly's description. Origami who calls himself a king. Now before I dug deeper into this, I had to make sure this was a correct translation. So I decided to ask random strangers on the internet, more specifically from the translator subreddit, and I was granted a much more detailed and what seems to be much more accurate translation. We lose the fluffy Bowser and get a true translation of his description. And if we look at King Olly's description, it says, an origami which proclaims itself to be a king. He attempts to convert the world into a kingdom of origami. With these two sources, it confirms King Olly's description, an origami being a self-proclaimed king. And yeah, it makes sense, because in every instance that King Olly is mentioned on a Nintendo website or on a pre-order site, I have never seen it stated as King Olly, the Origami King. It is always something along the lines of King Olly from the Origami Kingdom, or King Olly, King of the Origami. In the European website, we see him being called El Rey de Origami, which translates to the King of Origami. Am I being technical? Yeah, you could say that, but these technicalities do give us these nice speculations. If we go back to the Japanese website, we also have this image of a furious looking King Olly, that when translated, it says, I am King Ori, King of the Origami Kingdom. You know, cause he has a Japanese Scottish accent? Sounds to me like he's screaming to a bunch of non-believers with how angry he looks. Almost as if he is trying to make himself believe it. Like saying it so much that you believe it yourself? Or maybe like fake it till you make it. Now if this is the case, the question remains, who is the Origami King? Now one could speculate that King Olly is somewhat of a person, well, origami in this case, that is preparing the entrance of the Origami King. Like maybe a Sant or a Girahim from the Legend of Zelda series. Or maybe like the X-Nauts from the 1000 Year Door. I, however, believe this is a much different case. Now again, this is just speculation, but here are some of my thoughts. Maybe his father, the true Origami King, got to a point of old age where he just stays inside his castle. And Olly, against his father's wishes, decides to take over the family business and take matters into his own hands. Or should I say folds? You know, because he's an origami. Anyways. And maybe that's why Olivia's also there trying to stop him, because her father sent her to stop her evil-doing brother, and return him back home so he could get a proper spanking. Or maybe there's a superior being or a superior title among the origami race that grants the holder the title of the Origami King, and Olly is trying to attain that power, which would align with my theory video that I uploaded a couple of days ago. Hint hint, you should definitely check it out, it's in the description. Or maybe with all the origami that King Olly is converting from paper, he becomes their leader, thus obtaining the title of the Origami King. But that wouldn't be as fun as the other ones, now would it now? Anyways, all this is just speculation, food for thought, something to get your minds thinking. And if that's not enough for you, check out my previous videos where I compare the Paper Mario trailers and where I talk about this really cool theory that I came up with. And if you like my ideas, why not try subscribing? I'm Ace Monkey, have a great day, and thanks for watching.